Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Before we dive into today's video, I kind of want to give you a quick run through. That way we're not, because I don't know how much of this I am going to film and how much I'm not going to film. We got the drive shafts back for Sally, my wife's 6-speed Cummins. We're going to be dropping the transfer case and transmission today, so that way I can get back to the rear main housing, because again, I know it didn't seal up the greatest. The rear main should be fine, but I know the housing I wasn't confident in. So we're going to tear that down and we're going to check that out. What I'm going to do, it's early in the morning. Our good buddy Bogema, he is coming over to lend us a hand. And then we're going to be heading out to his neck of the woods doing something really cool with his K5 Blazer. But I want to go ahead and get that transfer case dropped. I want to get the starter out of there. And start getting the interior torn out before he gets here. So with that being said, majority of that stuff's going to be time lapse. So we're going to head upstairs. We're going to get in the shop, get it warmed up. It's 19 degrees out in Michigan, and we're gonna dive right into that. I don't know where I'm going to catch up with you guys, but we'll catch up. Also, though, what do you guys think about the new wheels on the LMM? Let me know what you think of them. You know, go back to that video, show it some love. Honestly, I don't know what they look like yet because I haven't finished the video yet or even gotten them mounted up. So we'll see you guys in the shop. Okay guys, we got the transfer case draining, we got the transmission draining, we got the starter out and the slave cylinder out. So that's all ready to go. We're actually gonna wait for our good buddy Bogema to get here before we drop the transfer case. You know, safety in numbers, that, and he's also the size of a bear. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to jump into the interior and we're gonna get the center section all taken apart so that way we can, because this truck is a stick shift, that way we can get our transmission dropped out of here. This should be an interesting one because the NV5600, that bitch ain't light. She's a big old girl and she likes to wield it. And we'll also be unboxing our Harbor Freight 2,000 pound capacity low profile transmission jack. Like I said, that NV5600, that's no hoe. So we got the 1-year warranty because if it's gonna die today. Okay guys, massive jump forward. We did get our interior. Woo! Bam! Thanks to good buddy Bogema, it was actually a good thing that he came out, not only to help me spread the frame rails on this thing to get the cross member out, I think. That Harbor Freight jack is a piece of shit. It was broken out of the box and it didn't have hydraulic fluid in it. So there's that. But case is out. Told you it's clean. Look at that behemoth. That's a heavy whore. I don't care who you are. So now the tentative plan is, I'm pretty sure that I found the leak. I'm about 95% positive it is the rear main housing, not the rear main itself, but there's still that 5% in me that's still kind of because I haven't proven it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop the clutch and the flywheel, get those out of there, and then I will catch up with you guys and we will take a closer look. And hopefully that is where our leak is coming from. Okay guys, we got everything removed. The clutch, the flywheel, the adapter plate, everything. It is not the rear main that's leaking, and it's not the rear main housing either. I found the leak before I took everything apart. I just happened to kind of look up and see it. I'll show you guys that here in a minute, but I'm glad that I took everything else apart. It's a little frustrating. It's not the end of the world either. It's like a $10 fix. That's the best part of it. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bomb this front suspension back together because I got to get some of these parts cleaned up because, I mean, we had our roof done on our barn and, you know, there's shit everywhere that I keep sweeping up and I'm tripping over parts and working on it. Just anxiety's getting to me a little bit. So I'm going to bomb some shit together real quick and then I'll show you what I did. All right, guys, as promised, like I said, I found where our oil is coming from, and it's actually out of the back of the valve cover. I did check that banjo bolt right there. It's fuel return just to make sure that it wasn't that, and it is not. Everything down here looks pretty good. I'm actually glad that I stopped, or that I continued forward to take it all apart, because that's bearing material. Specifically pilot bearing material. Now this could have happened when I installed everything a couple years ago, but I kind of doubt it because there's not a lot of rust buildup in there. But it could have also just happened when we removed everything. Now when we removed the transmission from the engine, our jack does allow us to change the angle on the transmission. However, when we separated the two and we finally got them free, the engine tipped forward. Now again, that's a heavy ass engine, that's a heavy ass transmission. That's like Kong versus Godzilla, except in the end somebody actually dies. So both of them, they're heavy forces, and as you can see, she's tipped forward. So it either happened when we mated the two, or it happened when we divorced the two. So either way, it was an error on my end. So like I said, I'm glad that I went that far with it rather than just putting it back together, because that could have caused some serious issues. So all we got to do now is we got to get that old pilot bearing out of there. We have new ones on the way. We actually have spares coming as well, so that's always a bonus. And we got all the brakes and all that stuff put back on. We touched up the paint, so she looks just absolutely fabulous again. Like I said, the body on this truck is trashed, but the drivetrain, the chassis, everything else, we've already been through it. We already cleaned everything up, but that's where we're going to wrap up this episode today with Sally's 6-speed. So we'll continue moving forward when we get parts for it. So anyway, you guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. See, it's so shitty to say. I can't even bleh. But anyway, God bless. Take care. Be good to one another. And we'll see you on the next one, guys. See ya.